What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel and welcome to my YouTube living room studio. Now, as you can see, we are in the middle of my living room, and that's because I'm in a small one-bedroom apartment with my wife, and this is kind of the best place that I could film these types of videos. Starting off with the camera that I'm shooting with. Right now I'm shooting with the Sony a7 IV, and I'm shooting with the Tamron 17-28 f2.8 lens. This is a little wider of a lens that I don't usually shoot these videos with, but because I wanted to give you guys kind of a full view of what this setup looks like, I'm using my wider angle lens. I'm usually shooting with the Sigma 24-70 f2.8. Right now the Sony's mounted on a cheap K&F tripod because whatever, it does the job. I'm using a GVM LED light with a small rig softbox on it for the main key light of this video, and I find that it works pretty well. What I really like about this light is the fact that I can control the temperature and the intensity of the light on the back of the light as well as on the mobile app, which is pretty convenient. Now, there's two windows to the right of me, one being the patio doors and then also another window. And right now I have the shades closed on both, just so I can actually control the light for these videos. I'll shoot these videos sitting in my computer chair, and the backdrop is just my entire desk setup that you saw in the intro of the video. For audio, I'm usually using the Rode Wireless Go 2 microphone like this one here that's clipped onto my shirt. For backdrop lighting, I have played around with a few different types of lights to use in the background, but the ones that I like the most are these little tube lights that you can see in the background. I'm actually using two different tube lights. One of them is a more expensive Godox one, and the other one is a cheaper Ulanzi one, and I'll link both of them in the description below. Like you're seeing in this video, I usually set one of them to like an orangey color and the other one to kind of like a teal color, but I'm constantly playing around with these, and who knows, maybe in the next video I'll have different colors. I just find that by adding these different colors to the background, it kind of brings some more life to the backdrop and it's a little less dull. Speaking of bringing life to the background, I also have those little hexagon shelves and the little mountain range shelf that I found on Facebook Marketplace. I personally really like the look of them, and it makes the background a little bit more interesting in my opinion. Moving on to the actual desk setup itself. This is a pretty popular desk setup that I'm using, and I still think that it looks great. It's two IKEA Alex drawers with an IKEA Carlby countertop just sitting on top. Well, actually the countertop is screwed to the drawers from underneath. I did have it just sitting on top for a while, but because I added casters to the bottom of the drawers because I wanted to be able to move the desk around a little bit more freely, I decided to screw the countertop to the drawers. I personally love this desk setup. There's just so much space within these IKEA Alex drawer setups that I can just put everything in there. Now, I'm not gonna go through everything that's in the drawers because quite frankly, it's a little bit of a disaster in there right now. I have all kinds of stuff in there, from camera gear to office supplies to random knickknacks to just anything and everything that doesn't fit anywhere else in the apartment has just kind of made its way into those drawers. On top of the desk itself, I try to keep it pretty clean and minimal. I have the 16-inch MacBook Pro M1 Pro laptop, which is an absolute beast of a workstation for editing photos and videos and just anything that I need to do, it does a really good job of doing. The MacBook is plugged into a docking station. I think it's called the Anker 577 Thunderbolt docking station, and I love this thing. The dock allows me to plug in multiple USB Type A, Type C, SD cards, everything into it, and it connects to my laptop with just a single cable. I have this docking station along with a bunch of cords and cables tucked underneath my desk in these little cable trays that I bought on Amazon. It's not the cleanest setup in the world, but out of sight, out of mind. The monitor that I'm currently using is an Asus 4K gaming monitor, which it's okay. It's not the best monitor, but for now it does the job. However, I am looking to upgrade this monitor in the future for an IPS 4K monitor just for better colors. For storage, I'm currently just using a bunch of external drives that are plugged into the dock. I think eventually I'm gonna have to upgrade to a more elaborate storage system, but for now, a bunch of these external 10 terabyte hard drives does the job. I also have this Ugreen 100 watt USB-C charging station thing that I have also in one of those cable trays under my desk. And I just have a bunch of USB cables that I either have tucked underneath my monitor or just tucked in those cable trays, just for readily available USB-C cables to charge whatever I need. The mouse that I'm currently using is the Logitech MX Master 2. And to be honest, it's the best mouse I've ever used. Well, aside from the newer 3S that I have at the office. I just really dislike the trackpad on my MacBook or just any trackpad in general, so a mouse is an absolute necessity for my workflow. I think that's it. I mean, this is a pretty simple setup. I hope this illustrates that you don't need a crazy studio setup to get something that looks decent. We're literally in the middle of my living room right now with a fairly cheap IKEA desk setup. And to be honest, I still think it looks pretty good. Anyway, I hope that you found this video useful. If you did and you want to keep seeing stuff like this, then be sure to subscribe so that you don't miss out on my next videos. I'll see you guys in the next video.